Okay, welcome folks. It's our meetup on Zoom, our Zoom Up, at it again with my co-host Scooty in the Man Cave.
Here I am.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for being here. And today we have a very special guest. This guy totally transformed his life when it came to real estate investing. Now, he had never really even considered it based off of his background, as that even being a possibility or a lifestyle for him. But luckily, he faced his fears. He started doing some real estate deals, and life's totally changed for him. Now, if you're brand new to our calls today, Scott, why don't you give him a little bit of your story and just the 30-second version so people get an understanding of what these calls are about.
Yeah, 30-second version was I lost a big $112,000 job, couldn't find one, and then I found this group and never needed a job since. That's quick.
That's quick.
Here's what we're doing. Every single day at 1 p.m., we're featuring students and real estate investors in our community that have, last month, we've had people come in and say, hey, this is what I was doing. Then I got plugged in. This is what I am today. And we're highlighting those calls. We're recording them. Michael will tell you where to get those afterwards. But the idea here is you're coming here because somebody invited you here, or maybe they sent you this recording to kind of give you a sense of what you could be a part of. And to be honest with you, the guy we got today, I'm sure you want to say something, Michael, but the guy we got today is actually a guy that's helping other people change their lives. He's actually one of the instructors. When we all met him, he was already doing classes for realtors and just came in. He saw the community and says, listen, I'd like to help this and help other people through this. So I appreciate him for everything he's done for the people that I know in my life and the people I've brought through this thing in my life, because if it wasn't for Hugh, then they wouldn't have learned as much as they have now. So that's my take on him. I'm glad to have him.
Yeah, exactly. And one message that he keeps reminding people is even during COVID, we're still doing real estate. The business is not slowed down. I think he's looking at picking up almost $2 million worth of real estate with tons of equity in it. So we're excited to hear a little bit more about that. But let me welcome to the stage, Mr. Hugh Zaretsky. Come on out here, buddy. Tell us what's up.
Awesome. Appreciate Scott. Appreciate you, Michael, and all the great things that you guys have been doing and building. And want to make sure a little bit about my background first. My parents were teachers, told me to study hard and get a good education. So like a lot of people out there, that's what I thought we needed to do, but I watched my parents struggle financially, right? So they had time freedom, they did not have financial freedom. And that being the case, I realized I needed to do something different, because I could tell you more stories about camping on the side of the road. I can tell you more stories about bears, all those things. And yet, we struggled financially. We had to rent out our house so somebody else would pay our real estate taxes. So I didn't grow up in a real estate family. I decided to go into corporate America, the exact opposite, because that's where I thought all the money was, right? Like Scott there, I went into corporate America, and I was making more money than my parents combined in IT. And then a little day happened called 9/11, where both planes flew past my building directly into the Twin Towers. And that's the day that changed my life, because I was one of the first people to take the picture of the scene that day that went out to every major newspaper. And I thought there had to be a better way, because the only difference between me and the people in the Twin Towers was they had a choice to jump or burn, right? And the only difference between me and them was the fact that my company signed a lease in a smaller building. So I appreciate all of our military members, all our first responders, all the people out there that have gone out there and set their necks out on the lines for us Americans. We really appreciate you guys, and we're helping a lot of them do real estate deals and be able to build a financial future for them. So that's a little bit about my background. I learned one little real estate investment strategy, acquired a condo in New York City for $50,000 below market. By the time we closed on it, I was up another $50,000. I made $100,000 on my first real estate transaction from one little class that I never thought I wanted to take. So when they say you can come on here and, learn one strategy and make money and change your life, it's 100% true. Obviously, I am in the warm weather here. You can see the sun. I'm trying to stay out of it because I am really white and burned. But I am definitely not in New York, and I've got that ability to fire my boss in 2005, and I haven't looked back since. It's been over 15 years without a job doing real estate investing all around the country. I run teams from New York City to Maui, Hawaii. See some of my Maui people on here. Congratulations for being here. Some of my Long Island people on here for being here. So congratulations for everybody and what you're doing and what you're building. Now, just to give you an idea, we said during COVID, right, you can continue to do real estate. And one of the things is, we got contracts out. We closed on one deal, second deal, letter of intent out on over $2 million worth of real estate, no money, no credit required. What does that mean? It means if you're on this webinar here today with these guys, then if you can breathe, fog a mirror, you're approved. Right? That's the approval process. A lot of people believe there's only 3 ways to buy real estate. You got to have a good job, a good credit score, and a good income, or, right, OPM, other people's money, or wholesaling, right, YouTube University. That's not actually true. There's over 25 different strategies for real estate investing. I've taught people to do just about every one of those strategies. We accomplish just about every one of those strategies. So everything from Airbnb to buy and hold, the foreclosures, to multifamily, tax deeds, liens. So you guys can go out there today. And I always say it's about the mindset, because too many people quit on themselves and they give up too easy because they don't give themselves permission to suck. You got to give yourself permission to suck and then get better at something. First time you try real estate investing, it may not work. Some of you guys may have tried to be entrepreneurs before. It may not have worked. You may have tried to do a deal. You may have lost money because you weren't surrounded by the right group, the right people, and the right things going on. So it's a question of who are you surrounding yourself with, and are you going to quit on yourself? There's a little story out there about Michael Jordan. A lot of you guys know Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. We won't debate if he is or isn't for time's sake here, but you know, he was cut from a 7th grade team because he didn't have the work ethic, the work desire to become that. If it wasn't for that coach that, you know, cut him from the team in 7th grade, he wouldn't have been the greatest player. So sometimes you got to struggle. Sometimes you got to go through the process of failing and picking yourself up and failing and picking yourself up, and then it all smooths out. So here during COVID, right, when that smooth out phrase, I started in 2005. I went through the crash, 2008, 2010. We're still here. So this time during COVID, everybody's stressed out, and I'm not. We're here, right? Look, sun, beach, pool, right? We're not stressed out. Why? Because it's just a cycle. And we know that more millionaires are made, and this is one of the greatest wealth transfers that's happening across the United States right now. Right? That greatest wealth transfer happening right now for people to get plugged in and to take action now, because all the studying, all the things, we say applied knowledge is not power, applied knowledge is. So a little background on myself, a little things on what's going on. Michael, Scott, is there anything in particular you wanted to talk about here today?
Yeah, man. So thanks for the background for sure, because we want to be able to have people see that there is a way to this thing called financial independence using real estate. It doesn't matter if you got a high income earning job, you've never thought about real estate. It's about surrounding yourself with a community. Tell us about one of your favorite deals that you've done recently.
Well, every deal we do, we help people, right? And a lot of people think real estate investing is about the money, but it's not. It's about solving problems. If I solve somebody's problem, they will give me their house. So in this warm weather place that I am in, and I can't disclose it because then I got to quarantine for 2 weeks when I get back to my normal location. But in this warm weather place, the thing about this was the mother was sick and the family was falling behind on the mortgage. There was mold in the house and there was all these problems going on. And we were able to come in and solve the problem. And because we solved the problem, in essence, they gave us their house, right? They gave us their house at a lower price, no money, no credit required up front, because we solved the problem, being able to provide income. So when the mother went into the assisted living home, unfortunately that happens with a lot of elderly people now, because they went into the assisted living home, they were able to have the income to help cover the costs and offset it and build their credit score at the same time. And because you're able to do those things, and it's all about helping people along the journey. And as we solve their problem, most people think it's money, but it's not money. Money doesn't keep you up at night. The lack of money doesn't keep you up at night. It's the bills, it's the stress, it's all of those things. And especially during COVID, so many people are stressing out, getting divorced, living with their spouses and they never had before. And all these problems are going on. So it's just a question of solving their problem and they will give you their house. And it's not about money.
So bringing peace of mind to someone and having some creative thinking, and not just hoping that a realtor is going to solve the problem, but really that these investing strategies are really what's going to help people in the long run.
Yeah, being able to give people options and be able to pay them more money than their house is worth over time and different things like that, so they can set themselves up for the financial future.
Nice.
Is the solution.
Creating win-wins, man. Love it.
I got a question.
Sure.
Listen, you teach a class for our community inside of the beginner classes, and I'm a big advocate of folks getting those beginner classes, even if they don't want to do real estate, right? I think they should have those financial classes and those buying real estate classes. Can you talk about that? Like somebody that just wants to buy a property, why should they know more about buying a property?
Because it gives people more options, right? It gives people more options, and most people that want to buy a property, they don't qualify or they don't have the income or they don't have something. So realtors are always like, get pre-approved. The thing is, pre-approval doesn't mean anything. The piece of paper isn't worth anything that it's written on. So if you're able to give people solutions that actually solve their problem, it's not about the price. I buy houses, people all the time offer more money than I do on the properties, but I get them. Why? Because I actually solve the problem. And most realtors, especially, I used to teach continuing education in New York, California, Florida, and Texas, for the largest states for real estate investing. I used to teach real estate agents, mortgage brokers, and attorneys how to think like investors, because they don't. They just think traditionally. And if they were able to do that, they would help more people stay in their homes. They would help more people maintain their properties and be successful. But they only know one way to buy property: all cash or bank financing.
So what I'm really hearing is that it's the ability to have creative thinking that has totally changed your life. You went from that traditional of, I'm just going to go to the corporate job and climb the corporate ladder. How long were you stuck in corporate world?
From when I graduated, so over 10 years, I was in the corporate world. I was the youngest director of technology for a company called Getty Images. A lot of people are familiar with them, with pictures, graphics, sports. It was eventually sold for $1 billion. So I had stock options in that if I had stayed that path where everybody wanted me to. And look, when I fired my boss, my dad called me everything but stupid, right? For leaving that job, because I was making more money than my parents combined, but it wasn't making me happy. After 9/11, it wasn't so much about, it was too happy and being alive. So now I scuba dive in Hawaii. We're down here taking a sunset cruise tonight. Like, why be stuck at your desk from 9 to 5 when you can be anywhere in the world working your business? I've done it from Licata, Greece. I've done it from Maui, Hawaii. I've done it from New York City. It now gives you everything you wanted. You don't have to wait the 40 years for the time and financial freedom, right? Everybody says, when I retire, then I'll have the good life. Why not have it now?
Nice.
You mean if theoretically you were in Hawaii?
Theoretically, if I was in Hawaii, which I am not in Hawaii, I can say I am not in Hawaii. Because there,
I love it.
But he nailed it, man. That's what he's talking about. It's not about the money. It's about your happiness. And if you bring that principle to yourself as well as to your real estate investing business, and you can make the homeowners happy too, you're going to have a thriving business. Being able to solve problems creatively, create win-wins, your reputation will guarantee your success practically. And so what we want to do now, thank you so much, Hugh, for being here. There's a lot more episodes, folks, for you to go and catch in our video vault. It's on our YouTube channel called Elevate Renatus. Go and check it out. And there are some future events that we want to invite you to. One specifically is coming up in 2 Saturdays. And it's November 21st, in case you're catching the recording. You want to be there. This is a gentleman who's going to be teaching. He's another one of our instructors, going over a strategy that has put tens of thousands of dollars a month in his pocket since he started it. And he's going to go all out in detail how this works. It is by invitation only, not open to the public. So you do need to be registered. You need to be registered either in Helios through your own portal, okay? Or you need to make sure that you're registered in the Zoom also, okay? You need to be registered in both places in order to have access. So when I say it's by invitation only, that's what I mean. So be sure to request the link, get registered. Anything else you want to add, Scott, before we're out of here?
Yeah, just talk to the person who invited you here or sent you this recording, and they can help you get registered for that. So you're going to be covering contract for deed stuff, something definitely want to see. And I want to, I think this was a good 10 minutes with Hugh, because he said it right, and it's about happiness. When I came down to this thing, I met what changed my whole mindset around this thing was I met an art teacher, an ex-art teacher with 22 properties paying him rent. So that was enough. He wasn't an art teacher anymore because he had more money coming in than going out. So if you'd like to design your life to the point where, your needs become just simple math that you got to hit, you could have more money coming in than going out, and then you're happy, right? Then everything after that's a surplus, and that's really what we're helping people do. So.
All right, folks. Well, I think this was an awesome training, storytelling. I hope you guys see a better version of what's possible for you. Stick to your goals, face your fears, and start living life right now. We'll see you guys at our next meeting. Take care.